Now that the packages are all installed, we have the hard part, setting up all the preferences. There's a lot of little preferences in here, so make sure you're watching carefully. So let's go into Edit, Project Settings. Let's go into our XR plugin management. We can see we actually have 4 different spots here. So first, on the PC itself, we are going to be doing a lot of our testing on the PC, and then only once it's mostly working, putting it onto a phone. So we want 2 things here. We want OpenXR, and I also want the XR simulation. That's the really important one for us. We're going to skip this. We're not doing anything on a server. And let's go to Android. Android, we want it to be the Google AR Core. And then for iOS, we want the Apple AR Kit. Okay, so that's not too many things here. The big one though is what's in the player. So first of all, you're going to want to put a company name. So in my case, I'm going to put this as the Gorilla Kit. We're not going to worry too much about our version right now. And I'm going to start on the Android side. So going in here, we have some issues. We do not want this to be Auto Graphics API. So click that. This Vulkan is a problem. Okay, so we need to remove that. So click on it once, hit the minus sign. For me, what I have to do to get mine working is I have to hit the plus button and use as OpenGLSC2. I'm just going to do it to be safer than sorry, so that way if it does need it, it's there. Scrolling down in here a little bit more. Now I'm getting some errors here. It's saying the lighting encoding scheme doesn't work. So navigate to rendering and disable the OpenGLES app, or we can just put this to low quality light map. Same thing for HDR. Put this to low quality. Kind of fixes that problem. All right, going down a little bit further. And again, there's a lot here. This is extremely important, the minimum API level. So it needs to be at least API 24. Now on my computer I have 7.1. You're going to have the same thing when you go to use it. And then the target API is going to be API level 31. These are a little finicky. It depends what you have installed. I'm going to make sure Android API level 31 is in there for you. If you did this at home, it might be a different one. So just know that. These are not on the school computers though. Finally, our configuration. We need to change the scripting backend from Mono to IL2 CPP. And that makes me have another error, which means I now need to enable ARM7 and ARM64. You'll see these two are for Chrome OS, so don't click those. And I think that's it for Android. There's a lot of little settings there. Just double checking all my little things. I think we're good. Now we need to go do the iOS. So iOS, fairly similar. But the most important thing is we actually need to get permission to use the camera. So you'll see the scripting backend is already this IL2 CPP. And here we go, camera usage description. And I'm just going to say right there, this is our AR app. There we go. We're not going to be using the mic or anything, so we shouldn't need that. Our minimum iOS support also have to be a little bit careful. 12.0 should be just fine. And I think that one's it. That one's actually the easier one. All right. I think we're good to go. So I'm going to close that out, hit File, Save. And now you're just ready to set up your session.